Hello, digital graphics. Welcome to Module 7. We are nearing the end of our semester. We've got 2 official modules after this, and then our time is done. I hope that you guys miss me as much as I already miss you. I want to take you through this a week really quick. We are starting our InDesign crash course this week, and it features our longest lecture to date. And you will hear about this twice, but in this new lecture, I added chapters to help you guys skip around and kind of uncover content as you need it while you're working through your portfolio. So yes, this is redundant. I'm going to tell you to watch something like this again, but I wanted to make sure you understood. So with our intro or crash course into InDesign, you guys will be creating a portfolio just for this class. It's going to be really simple and straightforward and contain some of the pieces that we've worked on. So here are some of the pieces. You can add more if you'd like, if you've done some extra work outside of this class, or if there are assignments that I don't have listed here, like the billboard or other things that you like that you want to add. Please do. These are just like the few pieces that I wanted to see. And then we do have a couple new pieces coming up that we'll talk about here in just a moment. But what I wanted to do was to show you a couple of examples of portfolios from a few semesters ago, just over, some semesters, to give you an idea of what we're doing. So this is an extra credit assignment called Photoshop Actions that I'll talk about in just a moment too. She just happened to use it as her cover. But using InDesign, you can create a 2-page layout to start showcasing all of your projects. So this is Art Space. And what I asked students to do was to kind of give us a breakdown of what it looked like before and after. So she brought in, some of the pieces that she had added. This one's really simple, as well as here's our cheering for the wrong team. This is an assignment that you guys will be doing next week in preparation for the final. Here's the billboard. Again, I don't require it, but you guys can add that as well. Photoshop Actions, again, that's extra credit since we're on a shortened semester with it being summer, but it's really fun. You'll see a few examples of it. This is an assessment that we don't have in this class, but if anybody wants to see what it's about and needs extra credit, let me know. And this student was in the architecture program, so she brought in some of her sketches. This is also next week for our floor plan renderings in preparation for your final. And then a few other assignments. Here's another example. I think it's always great to see what different people come up with. So you'll see a lot of the same content, just presented differently. So kind of step 1, then final. You guys can see that compared to other semesters, you guys went all out. These are posted on discussions. This is also in prep for your final. You'll see that next week, as well as this. This is a really fun assignment that's also coming up this week. I'll talk about it in just a moment. It's called Curb Appeal. You use healing and cloning as well as all the other techniques to kind of do a facelift or a remodel on this house. Here's more of those sketch art actions. Here's your assessments. This is a separate project from a different class. And I always encourage people that if you have pieces, again, that you've done on your own, there are several photographers, event photographers and wedding photographers this semester. Go ahead and throw your work in there. Just a couple more. This is another architecture student. Oh, I guess that's it. So he did a landscape layout. Again, all of these should look familiar to you. So if you're in our architecture program, you'll notice lots of these projects that might look familiar to you. And this student was much farther along in the program, so he was really able to pull in a lot of his work that he's already worked on and get it ready for a portfolio that he was submitting to, I can't remember if it was the University of Utah or not Utah State, USU. And then last but not least, kind of befores and afters. Here's another facelift. So I really like this where you kind of show, okay, this is what it was, this is what I turned it into. I just love the way that turns out. Same here, kind of a before and after. All right, I think you get the point there. So moving on, that's your portfolio, and I have a little bit of an exercise for you to follow, and all of that will help you build your own portfolio. So again, read through here, watch the lecture, it'll all lay out. And I really expect everybody to turn in a draft by next week. And then I will help you out. I'll give you comments as far as like spelling or graphic placement. I want it to be a conversation with you. Go back to modules. Okay, so after you get through your portfolio lecture, we're also doing a couple more things in Photoshop this week and next. This week we're going to go over something called healing and cloning. I'm going to actually pop this one up here. And what you'll learn how to do with healing and cloning is you'll learn how to take images that might have a blemish on it and learn how to fix that up. And so I've provided an image of a building that had a light fixture going through it, garbage cans were out on the street, and you learn how to take it out. And then the soldier, you can turn this one in for extra credit. Now moving along from there, this is going to be your big assignment for the week, but this will be your curb appeal. So that was the images that you saw looking through the portfolios, where you essentially give a house a facelift on that. And it's kind of a big week because you have InDesign as well as a Photoshop review, but don't forget you have 2 weeks to wrap all of this up. So it's going to be open until the 27th if you need to pace it out a little bit. And then last but not least, I want you guys to post your model for everybody to see. This is one of our most fun and most creative assignments, and I love to see what you guys can do with it. So that's it for this week, and then next week we're just going to keep posting more assignments for the final project, just kind of building up to that. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. Have a great week.